Welcome to the Curiosity Corner, where we explore the stories, mysteries, and ideas that make us wonder. I'm your host, Jane, and today we're talking about something that everyone knows, but few truly understand: Halloween. The costumes, the candy, the spooky decorations, they all have a story, one that began thousands of years ago. So tonight, let's peel back the layers of mystery and discover what really lies behind this hauntingly fascinating celebration. John, let's start simple. What exactly is Halloween?
Halloween is celebrated every year on October 31st, but its roots go back over 2,000 years to the ancient Celtic festival called Samhain. The Celts believed that on this night, the veil between the living and the dead grew thin, allowing spirits to cross over. Later, Christianity adopted parts of this belief and turned it into All Hallows Eve, what we now call Halloween. Today, it's become a mix of fun, fear, and folklore.
That's fascinating. So when did people first celebrate it, and why was it such a big event back then?
It began in what's now Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and parts of France. Samhain marked the end of harvest and the beginning of winter, a time they associated with darkness and death. People lit bonfires to honor their gods, wore animal skin costumes to hide from evil spirits, and left food outside as offerings. It wasn't just a party. It was survival, gratitude, and respect for nature's cycles.
You keep mentioning the Celts and Samhain. Who were these people, and why was this festival so important to them?
The Celts were tribal societies deeply connected to nature. They believed everything, life, death, the seasons, was part of one endless circle. Samhain marked the death of summer and the birth of winter. They believed friendly spirits returned home, while harmful ones wandered free. So they used light, fire, and disguise to protect themselves. To them, it was a sacred time of balance, honoring both life and death.
That started as a local belief. So how did it end up spreading to the rest of the world?
When Christianity spread through Europe, the church tried to replace pagan festivals with Christian ones. They declared November 1st as All Saints' Day and November 2nd as All Souls' Day. But people kept their old traditions. Later, Irish and Scottish immigrants brought those customs to America in the 1800s, and that's where Halloween evolved. Pumpkins, costumes, trick-or-treating, all born from a mix of old beliefs and new cultures. Hollywood and pop culture did the rest.
You said the Celts linked Halloween with darkness and decay. Was that meant to be taken literally, or was it more symbolic?
It was symbolic, but it reflected their reality. Winter meant shorter days, hunger, and death. Samhain represented that shift, when the world seemed to die before being reborn in spring. They saw decay as part of life's rhythm, not something to fear. Death was a pause, not an end. So yes, Halloween was about darkness, but it was also about acceptance, knowing that life always returns.
So in that case, Halloween isn't really a Christian festival, is it?
Not originally. It was purely pagan. The church simply reshaped it to fit Christian calendars. That's why today's Halloween is a mix: a pagan ritual at heart, a Christian name on the surface, and a cultural celebration everywhere else.
What about the fun stuff? Pumpkins, costumes, and trick-or-treating. Those definitely weren't part of ancient rituals, right?
Not at all. The Celts carved turnips or beets to scare away spirits. When Irish immigrants reached America, they discovered pumpkins, larger, softer, easier to carve. And that's how jack-o'-lanterns began. Trick-or-treating came from medieval customs called souling and guising, where children went door to door praying for the dead in exchange for food. Costumes came from the belief that disguises could confuse spirits. It slowly turned into a playful tradition.
So it all started from small winter gatherings, like a real-life version of Winter is Coming, right?
Exactly. It was once about surviving the dark months and showing respect to unseen forces. Over time, fear turned into fascination. What began as fire and ritual evolved into laughter, games, and imagination.
I've heard people say evil powers rise on Halloween and sometimes the moon disappears. Is that true?
Folklore says Halloween is when dark spirits are most active because the veil is thin. But there's no scientific proof. It's more about our fear of darkness. As for the moon, it changes every year. Some Halloweens have full moons, others don't. The dark moonless Halloween idea just adds to the spooky mood. The last full Halloween moon was in 2020, and the next won't be until 2039.
Then why do people still believe in witches, ghosts, and supernatural forces? Why does the fear never go away?
Because fear of the unknown is built into us. Before science, people blamed unseen forces for illness, accidents, and strange events. It made them feel in control. If you could name it, you could fight it. Even now, our brains react the same way. We feel first, reason later. Ghost stories still give us chills because they touch that ancient part of our mind that hates uncertainty.
So let's ask it straight. Do witches or ghosts actually exist?
Scientifically, there's no evidence of it. But spiritually, culturally, and emotionally, yes, they exist in people's beliefs. Ghosts and witches represent mystery, power, and the unseen. They may not be real in the physical world, but they're very real in how humans imagine and experience the unknown.
That's such a beautiful way to put it. That maybe ghosts live more in our stories than in our world.
Exactly. They're part of how we make sense of life, death, and what lies in between. That's why Halloween will always feel magical, no matter how rational we become.
What a journey, from ancient bonfires to carved pumpkins and candy. It's incredible how one night carries so many centuries of meaning. To everyone listening, whether you believe in spirits or science, remember that every legend starts with curiosity. And sometimes that's all the magic we need. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Curiosity Corner. I'm Jane, wishing you a warm and mysterious Halloween. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and don't forget to keep the lights on.